You're listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hayner.
Hey guys, Charge here represents Zoom the TBT, and today we're gonna have a short conversation with one of our favorite people, Zip 'em Up's GM, Jason Meyer. Jason, how you doing today?
My man, it's good to be here. I'm doing great.
Yeah, really excited to have you on. Also, really excited that TBT is coming back to Cincinnati, the Xavier Regional. What can the crowd at Cincinnati expect for Act 2, like year 2? What's this going to mean for the crowd?
Yeah, I think it's building. It's obviously our third year at TBT, so it's just been a crazy build, and it's really, really cool to see. I can't wait to just see what the crowd looks like. I was really pleased with the turnout last year, but I think it's going to be cool as this catches on and just takes, because TBT is not known by everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I think as the word gets out there and more people like know what this is, I'm expecting a much bigger crowd. And then obviously too, if we get the second round matchup that everybody wants, it will be electric, next level electric. But it means a lot.
Yeah, the crowd was pretty major last year when you guys were playing. You guys were able to knock off your good friend Mike Dom, able to win a game against Sideline. So that was a lot of fun. You're now a second-year GM. You actually kind of beat the first-year curse and won a few games last year, which is very hard for first-year teams to do. What have you learned that will impact your decision-making, your team's prognosis in year 2 as a sophomore follow-up?
Yeah, we've learned a lot. So I feel like we were kind of like the hot button team in year 1. Last year, we kicked the door down and go to the Sweet 16. And this year, there is a build, and there's just things that you just wouldn't know to do. Like, for example, like it's something stupid behind the scenes, but like tickets, for example, like players getting tickets for their family. Like it was a mess. And it's just like a process we've never done before. And it was stretching coach outs. And it's like, we're not like a college staff that has 15, 20 people. Like it's 3 or 4 people running everything. So we need coach to focus on scouting and winning, and we need like people like me to do that kind of stuff. So anything that stresses coach out is distracting from winning. So just little things like that now we have a system and we're day 1 going after. So it's just things that you just wouldn't know until you have to do it, and now we're just ready for all those things. Hosting again, we know where we're going to practice. We know where we're going to be, just helps everybody. So there are just little minutia that just you could tinker with every single year that mean a lot, honestly.
Definitely. Now, also, it's interesting you mentioned the whole tinkering with that in year 2. You guys have been really good about getting sponsors too. You want to pimp one of them? I think there's a bar there. You guys have a lot of drinks that usually helps you. Are they doing that again this year?
Dana Gardens. Yes, sir. I'm sure JP will be not only promoting them via his words, but also in person as well. No, we had a great time last year. They've been great to us. Cintas is amazing to us. And Xavier's it's just a basketball town. I mean, this is a basketball school. So when they get more basketball, especially bringing back the people like JP McCure, Trayvon Blewett, they're like, all right, let's go. So they have been incredibly supportive, and without them, I mean, you know how hard it is to fund a team. I mean, it is no joke. It is no joke.
Hardest part of this is getting a team the money
by a mile. And it's like, and 2, it's like we're essentially doing this for free. So I mean, and there's a lot that goes into it. So they've been great, and without them, there's no way that this is where it is. And to be in year 3 with going back to Cintas, and now it seems like we can make this like a yearly like site, which is what we hope to do. It's really, really cool.
That's my follow-up question, actually, is what do you think the odds are of this becoming a regular thing? Like, obviously, they're going to Wichita pretty much every year now. They like to go to West Virginia. Can we get Cintas to be a semi-permanent Dayton-like site? Is that something you guys are aiming for?
Oh, absolutely. That was the intention. And when we went there last year, it was tough because it was only our second year. And I kind of felt like, I didn't want to say we weren't ready, but I don't feel like the snowball had enough momentum yet at that time for us to just knock it out of the park. You know what I'm saying? After just having 1 year of experience and just getting the word out there and people taking to it. But here in year 2, I'm seeing a really big increase in ticket sales. I'm seeing a big increase in people that really care and invested in TBT, and not just like the Xavier aspect. Like they actually like the tournament and want to invest in it. So we're seeing a huge increase in that. And this is a big year. Like, in my opinion, this is like a big year to like make this, because I think if we crush it out of the park this year, I think we can make it to where it's fruitful for TBT and us to do it here every single year.
If everybody wins, you keep it running. Yeah,
that is very true. But we were a little nervous, to be honest with you. Like, hey, did we do enough last year for TBT to want to come back? And I was very, very pleased that they wanted to come back.
Definitely. If we were doing an all TBT shit talking team, do you have any players that would make it?
I think JP's a first teamer. I think JP's a first teamer. And then people wouldn't know this about Mark Lyons, but Mark Lyons is second to no one when it comes to talking some talk and backing it up. But with JP, we're gonna have a mic on him the whole time, and he's first team without question.
It's pretty funny. I get pretty out. We've been doing this podcast for a while, and I just remember I keep telling you about your second year. You guys were in Columbus. I saw you guys live. Why do I think it's your? Yours your first year's host is what I meant. I'm just losing my mind. Yeah,
we're both in where TBT is everything right now. So we're both losing our minds a little bit, Ainer. It's all good.
Okay, so chance of rivalry game. Obviously the money team's a good team, but Natty's got a legitimate shot in that game. And you can't look ahead past a pretty tough Georgia Kings team that did win the Beasley. But how electric would this crosstown shootout be if we could pull this off?
It's hard to describe how crazy it would be. I mean, it's something that we've been dreaming of since day one. I really do think that if it was the first round matchup, we would sell out Cintas. I'm not even kidding on that. This is a year-long rivalry. I mean, you will see it. I'm telling you, if this thing happens, you will see Armageddon on Twitter. Armageddon. It happens before TBT even happened. It happens.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, what are we going to argue about today? You know what I'm saying? Oscar Robertson versus David West. Let's get after it. So, I mean, it would be absolutely crazy. And then these players, it's not lost on them, how big this rivalry is. And they do not want to lose. We did a charity event last year before TBT, like a week or two out. Both teams were in town. JP was something else. I mean, just seeing him in the locker room before we went out there, they're like, we are not losing to these guys. I don't care how old I don't care if we're 60. I don't care if it's wheelchair basketball when we're 90. We do not lose to those guys. Now, that was their mentality. It's for charity, for fun. They were barely keeping score, and they're like, we are not losing. I do not care what happens. We don't lose. So, and then if there's for stakes and there's money on the line, I mean, God only knows. God only knows.
That's amazing. If you're able to get past your first round and the winner of TMT Natty, which would be a fun matchup. On the other side, you've got actually a pretty interesting matchup. It isn't probably the hardest field, but it's the most sort of balanced professional field, maybe. You got the last year's finalist Autism Army running it back with a very good squad. You've got ETSU alum, the Buccaneers, and you have a very official team of Fort Wayne champs and a somewhat dangerous 8 seed in DRC. So, assuming it might be Autism Army or maybe Fort Wayne or even ETSU, no disrespect to DRC, but how much would you need the crowd to pull off that last game to get out of here?
Oh, it's massive. I mean, seeing Autism Army get the one, I mean, obviously they went to the final last year.
They deserve it. I can't even argue with that. Yeah.
I can't either. It was just a matter of will they be in our bracket or not? I think we were deserving at a 1 seed as well, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Mm-hmm. But we're going to need a lot. I mean, that the crowd is a huge advantage. It's a massive advantage. I think they're a 1 seed for a reason. And I have respect for ETSU. I have respect for the money team. I have respect for a lot of teams in this region, but Autism Army's a monster. So we're going to have to be at our very, very best against those guys. And the crowd's going to be a huge piece of that.
Delroy James is an absolute beast inside and out. He's such a tough cover. I
know. And that's the thing for us too. We really want to kick that door down. I mean, because we were like a hyped team and people said we were really, really good and we lost in the second round. I mean, it was to, probably the best team in TBT right now, Blue Collar U, who won the championship last year, went to the Final Four that year. But at the same time, though, we've only won 3 games. And I think for the amount of the hype that we've garnished, we want to prove that we're here to win. We're here to win games. We're here to win the thing. I mean, we're not here just to win a couple games, have fun at Cintas, have a reunion. We're here to win the thing. So this is a big year for us to prove, hey, we're not a team that's just going to win a game and have some fun and, JP's going to crack some jokes. We want to win.
Okay, last thing we'll leave on this question. I just sort of thought, pitch it now. Where can people get tickets and how many tickets do you still need? I assume you want to sell it, right?
Oh, absolutely. We at least want that lower bowl full like we had last year, which was fantastic. BJ Raymond, the 36-year-old, hitting a 3-pointer and the place going absolutely ballistic. And if we get that second round matchup with UC, I don't care if we're playing the money team, but if we get that second round against UC, if it didn't sell out, that would be regrettable for this whole city.
Criminal.
Absolute criminal. That would be must-see TV. If you're a Xavier basketball fan, it's must-see TV anyway. But, I mean, are you kidding me? Jacob Evans and Trayvon Blewett again? Jaron Cumberland and JP McCure again? Are you freaking kidding me? Gas me up. I mean, I'm freaking out right now thinking about it, and we're still away. I mean,
I hate Cincinnati, so we don't have to pretend on this podcast to be neutral. Cincinnati can go to hell. I mean, as a Memphis fan, I'll be rooting for you guys 100%.
I'll take it, and then zip them up our name. I mean, that came after the Cincinnati game. Mark Lyons said that after the Cincinnati game. I mean, so it is ingrained in us. I mean, they're a part of zip them up, to be honest with you. So, and I don't know, Mark, if we get that game, Mark will be a different animal. I can't wait, man.
On a team full of animals. Well, Jason, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's been Jason Myers, GM of Zip 'em Up. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you as always. Appreciate what you do.
Hope you enjoyed listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hainer. Subscribe to YouTube, follow on Twitter, and give us your money.